What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Scoop with Coop. I'm Coop. How y'all doing out there? Now, I hope everybody is staying cool and staying hydrated, drinking plenty of water because this heat is no joke. And I want to start out with this video saying, rest in peace to Amy Winehouse. If you've been on a rock or you just don't know, over the weekend, this past weekend, Amy Winehouse passed away. It's sad, but it's kind of not a shock because we all knew what kind of life Amy lived. She was on drugs. They said she was on cocaine, heroin, and ecstasy. And that sounds like a powerful combination. And, she was trying to get help. People was trying to get her to get help. Um, when rehab came out, she said in the interview before, she said that it was some people that was telling her to go to rehab that really didn't know her or that really didn't talk to her all the time. So that's when she made the rehab song. But her dad has been, I know, pleading with her to go to rehab, and she just didn't do it, and this is what happened. So rest in peace to Amy Winehouse. Okay, now, here in Atlanta, back in April of 2010, there was a woman and her children, I think she had 3 kids, that got off the bus, and where the bus stopped, the stop was across the street from her apartment. So, what she did, she didn't go to the crosswalk because that was about a third of a mile away. So, since her apartment was across the street, she just they just crossed the street instead of going to the crosswalk. Well, back in April when her they were crossing the street and her 4-year-old son got hit, and sadly to say, he passed away. Now, when the man hit him, it was a hit and run. So they found the guy that did it. They charged him for a hit and run, and he served 6 months. Now, for her, they're charging her with vehicular homicide and two other things. Um, and so she was facing up to 3 years. And she was saying that this is not fair. How can a man that did the hit and run only get 6 months and I'm facing 3 years? So what she did, she threw herself at the mercy of the court. She said, this was my fault. I we always cross the street. It was getting dark. The crosswalk is a third of a mile away. It was my fault. Just, please have mercy on me. It was my fault. So instead of 3 years, they gave her, I think, a year of probation, and she has 40 hours of community service. But she is going to go to another trial to get this taken off her record. So that was what the judge suggested that she do. And like I said, it's sad, but 3 years when the man that did the hit and run only got 6 months, what? That is just totally not fair. I swear, this judicial system, woo, good Lord. So, let's see, what else? Um, oh, also here in Atlanta, I'm not going to really get into it, but everyone knew about the Bishop Eddie Long case and how the 4 guys, they came to agreement of a settlement. They agreed on a settlement. And so today on Fox 5 News, the I-Team had this exclusive. There is a 5th guy that they found. He didn't come forward. He didn't want to be in the scandal or whatever. It was a 5th guy that they found. And what they showed this morning was the man went, and mind you, the guy lives his life, I guess, as a woman, because he had like a short haircut or whatever. I think he had eyelashes on and some lip gloss. So he lived his life as a woman. So they went. There was like can you tell me anything about Bishop Eddie Long? He was like, oh, no comment. And he ran off. When he ran off like a track star, like, woo-hoo, I'm getting out of here. So when he ran off, he ran to a limo. And, okay, I'm going to just leave it at that. But I haven't seen it because it aired at 6. It's coming back on at 10. If you want to check it out, Fox 5 Atlanta, you could Google it. Just go to their website. But yeah, I thought everything was over, but they dug up some more dirt on him, and it's like I said on Facebook and Twitter, I was like, uh-oh, this is not good. So we'll see what happened with this one guy. So I'm gonna watch it at 10 when it comes back on. Now, I haven't done a review of a show in a long time, but and I'm gonna do one now. I'm gonna talk about Basketball Wives. So the show last week was that Evelyn and Jennifer, they're BFFs, they got into it because Jennifer did an interview on the radio. They asked her how did she feel about Chad and Evelyn's relationship. She was like, I don't really, she's not too fond of Chad because she thinks he's a media whore, and she didn't want Evelyn to go back to messing with the athlete, which last season when Evelyn first started messing with Chad, she told this to Evelyn. So Evelyn got real heated. And when Evelyn get mad, she's like a pit bull. She gonna come after you, tell you how she feels. She told Jennifer, F you, our friendship won't ever be the same. So last week it went off. Jennifer was crying because she don't know why Evelyn was getting so upset. But I see where Evelyn was coming from, because it's one thing to tell her that. It's another thing to go on a radio show and do an interview for everyone to hear how you feel. And this is supposed to be your BFF. But Evelyn was saying she never gave her a congratulations on her engagement. She never said I was happy for you and all. Okay, I understand that. Okay, if it was my best friend and I didn't really too much like her guy, I would tell her how I feel and be done with that. And I'll be cordial with him or whatever. So I think Jennifer was wrong for going on the radio show during that interview. So last night, so the show started off. Jennifer and Evelyn, they made up. They cried, boo-hoo, hugged it out. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. So now, let's get to my girl Tammy. Tammy is my girl, and she showed her tail on this episode that aired last night. So, everyone knows that Tammy does not like Mika Claxton. It is well known. She tells Mika, I don't like you, and that's that. So, they went to dinner, and Tammy was like, okay, so what you said what? And Mika, you know how Mika, she talks in circles, and you're like confused, like what? Okay. So they had their little deal, and Mika was like, well, I was confused. I thought you were talking about one thing, so I apologize for that. And Shawnee was like, Tammy, did you hear? She apologized to you. She was like, oh, I heard her. She didn't say, I accept your apology or anything like that. And I was like, Lord, Tammy. So that was that. So they was going sightseeing, and she invited Mika in a picture and was like, you can, was that this week? It should have been this week. You can get in the picture, and she was shocked. So Tammy was like, you know what? We in Rome, and I'ma just suck it up so everybody can have a good time and it won't be no more drama. Okay, that was before. That was then. Okay, so Mika went and told, of all people, Susie that She don't know why Tammy mad. She the one that said, do you want to be on the real side or do you want to be on the fake and phony side? And yeah. So, being the person that Susie is, she wanted to stay in the good graces of Evelyn and Shawnee and Tammy and Jennifer and all of them. So, she told Evelyn, she was like, Mika told me some information, but I don't want to be in the middle of this. And, you know, I just, but I feel like I should tell. And then Evelyn was like, so what did she say? It don't take much to get information out of Susie. Because once she starts talking, she gon' just tell everything. So she told Evelyn what Mika said. And while they were talking, Tammy came up. And so Evelyn said, Susie, tell Tammy what Mika said. Really? So she told her. So they went out that night because Tammy was hot. Tammy was like, oh, I was going to let you enjoy your trip. Oh, I don't think so. So they went out. Everybody looking all nice, dressed up. And Tammy came ready for a fight. She had her hair pulled in a ponytail. She didn't have any jewelry on. And she had pants on. And I think she had on flats. So everybody came in VIP, enjoying having a drink. Tammy like, so what did you tell Susie? So that started it off. So Susie and Mika was just going back and forth, back and forth. And Mika was saying something to Susie, I think, but she was using on her hands. And Tammy told her at the beginning of the show, honey, I don't do hands and all of that because that right there will get you popped. And that's what happened last night. Tammy mushed the mess out of Mika. It wasn't like it was like, bam. She dang on, somebody said on Facebook, she mushed her. Slap plus mushed her. Because that junk was hard. Mika flew back, and next thing you know, I have to watch it again because I don't even know where Susie went because she was in the middle of them. But Mika had Tammy hair. That's all she had. She was trying to throw some licks, but she didn't get any. But that slap, that slamush was heard worldwide. Because she was like, bam! I was like, whoa! My gosh! I felt that. Oh my goodness. Oh God. But anyway, yes, so, and with all of this, after that, she left. Mika left. She was like, she can't handle this. I'm just going back. See y'all in Miami. So she left Shawnee a note. And I think Shawnee was wrong for reading the note out loud. And she read the note, and Tammy was like, Dear Mika, who gives a, So Shawnee was wrong. I think Shawnee, she the ringleader, but she tried not to be the ringleader. Because she was like, she said this and she said that. But when something happened, like last night when they was fighting, she was like, Tammy, hitting the wall. Tammy, get up. Stop it. Come on now. So now Mika is suing Tammy. And she's suing Tammy for a list of things. Everything but the kitchen sink. She's suing her for injury and emotional damage, assault, battery, threaten, menace, jumped on, pushed to the ground, threatened, punched, shoved. Really, Mika? Really? And she's suing her for just $12,000, which was her because she missed one day of taping. That's what she said. But really, Mika? All of that? And when I saw the lawsuit before I seen the show, so I'm thinking Tammy's done thing on Molly Walk, beat her down where she couldn't get up and she was just hurt. after last night when I saw what really happened. That hit was hard, but all of that laundry list of stuff that she's suing her for, come on, Mika, don't. Why you do it? And she said, Tammy was classless. She's like, she has no class, like this classless. And then when they got back to Miami, she invited Susie out to lunch. And when Susie came in, Susie took her hugs. This was Mika. Mika was like, no hugs for you today. Get out. No. So she told Mika about herself and got up and left. I mean, not, she told Susie, my bad. She told Susie about herself and got up and left. Which, then Susie wanted to get all mad. What do you mean? B, you run your mouth too much. This is all in her confessional. Why you ain't say this to Mika? And she told Mika, why are you telling me this? That's still all wives need to be another name. Because only one person married. I don't know what kind of name it would be. But if you come up with one, leave it in the comments. Or, yeah, leave it in the comments. I want to hear that. But that's the scoop for today. Thank you for tuning in. Please share this video on Facebook, retweet this video, comment, rate, and if this is your first time watching, please subscribe and follow me on Twitter at ScoopWithCoop. Thank you for tuning in. God bless. Bye-bye.